Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we take your essential source material and really deliver the strategic insights you need to navigate the world of logistics.
And today we are. We are diving deep.
We're taking a comprehensive look at the commercial trucking landscape.
This is a really crucial moment for professional drivers. We're examining three big interconnected battlegrounds.
Okay.
First, the corporate strategy of the mega carriers. Then, the vital fight for professional recognition and respect. And finally, the policy and tech shocks, I'm talking about AI and overtime, that are set to redefine a driver's career.
And more importantly, their bottom line.
Exactly.
So our mission here is to cut through the noise and give you a complete strategic roadmap. We want to show you not just how to choose the right road, but how to earn that high-level recognition and, how to future-proof your career.
Because the drivers who succeed tomorrow, they're the ones thinking strategically today. You have to see this industry not just as miles-driven, but as a complex ecosystem.
Right.
Where stability battles independence and where policy, well, it often lags way behind the technology. The biggest factor in your success is knowing how to use that system to build genuine wealth.
Okay, so I think it's time. Let's unpack this. Starting with the titans of the road and how their structures really dictate your options. If you're an experienced pro, you know this. The carrier you choose determines, well, everything. Your home time, your benefits, all of it.
Everything.
So we looked at the sources detailing the biggest players because knowing these giants, they set the benchmark for pay, for professional norms. It helps you steer your future.
Precisely. And when we synthesize the data on, say, the 7 largest carriers, 2 very distinct career models emerge.
2 paths.
2 paths. And the driver's first strategic choice has to be aligning with one of them. Are you looking for stability or are you looking for more entrepreneurial growth?
So let's break that down. What's the first model?
Okay, so Model A is all about stability and structure. The clear example here is Knight-Swift. I mean, they're the largest truckload carrier in the U.S. They offer just unparalleled stability.
So you always have freight.
You always have freight, even in a down market. But that size, it comes with the inevitable red tape, the rigid scheduling, and often slower pay progression. It's the cost of corporate predictability.
And Schneider's in that group too, right? The Orange Army?
Absolutely. Schneider National is in that group. They have industry-leading training programs, which is fantastic. But, the sources caution that while it's a great entry point, you need to be patient to see your compensation really advance there.
Okay, so that's the stability route. What's on the other side?
On the other side, you have Model B. This is the pursuit of independence and specificity.
Okay.
J.B. Hunt is a good example here. A real tech leader, especially with their J.B. Hunt 360 platform. They specialize in dedicated contract services.
Which means consistent lanes, great home time.
Fantastic home time. But you do sacrifice that sheer over-the-road flexibility that a lot of veterans really crave.
And then there's the extreme version of that.
Oh, yeah. The ultimate expression of independence has to be Landstar. It operates less like a carrier and more like a mega brokerage built for the owner-operator.
A high reward environment.
Very high reward. It attracts veterans with their own equipment because the pay percentage is strong. But, and this is important, it's pure entrepreneurship. It is a genuine you eat what you kill environment where your success just hinges completely on market savvy and your network.
That split, that polarization is so clear when you look at a company like Prime Inc. They have this massive, highly recognized fleet, but they've also stirred up a lot of controversy around their train and lease purchase programs.
And this is where that strategy really, really matters. Prime offers a structured path for a new driver to get into their own truck with zero money down.
Which sounds great on paper.
It sounds great, but you have to read every single line of those agreements. The controversy, it often stems from these high weekly payments, complicated maintenance agreements, where the driver often carries all the risk.
And sometimes there's a balloon payment at the end.
A balloon payment at the end that can make true ownership feel like it's perpetually just out of reach. You can get stuck in a cycle where you're just working to pay off someone else's equipment.
We also have to mention CRST, the team driving specialists.
Right, they've optimized for teams. If you can handle the close quarters and you find the right partner, you can make fast money, fast miles, strong utilization.
But the big watch out is always the team dynamic itself.
Always. Your career is literally sharing a tiny space with another person for days, sometimes weeks at a time.
And finally, the LTL legend, Old Dominion.
Old Dominion, the benchmark for reliability in less than truckload. They're known for offering top-tier pay, often way more than OTR rates for regional line haul.
But they're not for beginners.
No, not at all. They have a really high barrier to entry. They demand experience, clean records, specific credentials. They're the prize for a seasoned driver, not the training ground.
So what's fascinating here is the biggest mistake you can make is just choosing based on the name on the side of the truck.
That's the ultimate takeaway. You have to know your own professional goals. Are you looking for the security of benefits and routine? Or that high-risk, high-reward freedom of owning your time? That choice, it defines the next 5 years of your career.
That sets the stage perfectly. So once you've picked a direction, the next challenge is building your own professional value. I mean, in an industry that can treat drivers like numbers, how does a professional build real, quantifiable value and get recognized?
The highest benchmark we've seen is the recognition given out by state associations, like the recent honors from the Indiana Motor Truck Association for these elite FedEx drivers. It's called the Master Truck Driver status.
And the requirements for that are intense.
They're staggering. You need 10 years of safe driving or 1 million accident-free miles.
Wow.
And crucially, that's paired with 0 DOT reportable incidents.
Meaning zero involvement in any accident the Department of Transportation had to get involved in. That's a decade of absolute professional consistency.
It absolutely is. It's elite-level road discipline. And the significance is purely financial. That status is a powerful credential. It's proof of reliability.
Because you can negotiate better rates with it.
You can negotiate better rates. You can pivot into safety consulting or transition into high-level fleet training roles. It turns safety from just a minimum requirement into a long-term competitive edge.
But there's a visibility problem here, isn't there? The sources point out that this kind of recognition often only goes to drivers at big fleets or union carriers.
That's right. The ones with the administrative budgets to track all the paperwork and submit the applications.
So the system kind of favors those with corporate backing.
Exactly. And that's why positive industry visibility, these ambassador roles, are so important.
Which brings us to the story of Michael Porter of Swift Transportation. He was chosen for a pretty monumental task, hauling the U.S. Capitol Christmas tree, the Silver Bell, all the way from Nevada's Humboldt-Toyabe National Forest.
That's a massive haul. 3,000 miles, cross-country.
A huge journey. He was in a custom-wrapped Kenworth T680, made 12 stops where whole communities came out to celebrate. This wasn't just moving freight. This was an ambassador assignment.
It connects professionalism directly to public trust.
Right. It showed the public the precision, the professionalism required for a high-profile, zero-error delivery.
Exactly. Porter was chosen because his reputation, his consistency, was deemed worthy of representing the whole industry. It's a powerful reminder that professional drivers deliver more than just freight.
Sometimes they deliver public joy.
And those assignments show policymakers that the job demands a highly skilled operator.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Now we have to look at the pressures shaping the future of the job, starting with technology that feels like it's pulled right out of a movie script.
We have to talk about the Red Bull Impossible Gap stunt.
I saw that. It was unbelievable.
A professional biker jumps through a 1-second gap between two moving semi-trucks, controlled entirely by Plus AI autonomous tech.
And the tech was flawless.
Down to the centimeter. That degree of AI precision is just, it's staggering. But what does it actually mean for a driver sitting in a cab today?
That's the question.
Well, it presents two sides of a difficult coin. You have the optimist's view.
Which is?
That the precision is proof of concept. The systems work beautifully in a controlled environment, but then you have the realist's view.
And that's the one that matters on the road.
That's the critical one. That was the test track in Sweden. There was no unexpected weather, no construction, no, aggressive four-wheelers cutting you off.
And no real-world liability issues. That's the core question, right? If that AI trick fails on a closed course, it's a failed test. If it fails on I-40...
Who owns the liability?
Yeah.
Safety driver, truck manufacturer, the software company.
Exactly.
And that is the driver's takeaway. Autonomous trucks are coming, probably first in platooning or dedicated line haul. You can't afford to just coast.
You have to upskill.
You have to be looking at upskilling now. Transitioning from just driving miles to maybe managing the technology, overseeing autonomous fleets, or handling that complex first and last mile delivery that AI can't manage yet. It's about adapting to stay ahead of the curve.
And these tech challenges are completely tied up with advocacy challenges.
Oh, absolutely.
We saw Narita Taylor of OOIDA, the Owner-Operator Independent Drivers Association, get a significant seat at the policy table in Dallas recently.
And that representation is crucial because OIDA and I brought up these critical, non-glamorous issues that directly impact a driver's quality of life.
Things like standardized English language testing, non-domiciled CDLs, and just basic needs.
Basic needs, guaranteed restroom access, addressing the chronic shortage of safe truck parking. These are issues of respect and basic professionalism.
And they're really challenging that old industry talking point about the driver shortage.
Right. OID is reframing it. They're saying we don't have a shortage of qualified people. We have a severe turnover and retention issue.
Because the job conditions and the pay structure aren't sustainable.
Or respectful. Which leads directly to their major policy push, the Guaranteeing Overtime for Truckers Act.
This could be a game changer.
A potential game changer. Right now, most drivers don't get paid for work beyond 40 hours a week, even though they're logging 60, 70 hours.
Because of an exemption from the 1938 Fair Labor Standards Act?
Exactly. The Motor Carrier Act exemption. So if this new act passes, for a company driver, a W-2 employee, it guarantees payment for every hour worked past 40.
So all that waiting time for delayed loads, layovers, that becomes paid time.
Becomes paid time. And for owner-operators who bill for their time, it gives them this tremendous boost in negotiating power. They can charge actual overtime rates for detention.
But the mega carriers must see this as a huge new cost.
Billions in new operating costs. Their business models rely heavily on that exemption. This would force them to be far, far more efficient with a driver's time.
Absolutely. And all of this, policy changes, tech, it's all about making trucking a sustainable career. But the driver also has to take strategic control of their own time.
Yes.
We need to shift the focus from just solving problems for the shipper to managing personal time effectively, especially when the wheels aren't turning.
This is all about maximizing your off-duty time, not just meeting the rules on your ELD. We saw that detailed list of amenities in Gurnee, Illinois.
Right. Safe parking, good food, a gym.
The takeaway isn't about those specific places. It's about strategic downtime investment.
Okay, break that down. A lot of pro drivers spend 10 to 12 hours driving, but then they might have another 10 hours for rest.
Right.
If you take out the mandatory 8 hours of sleep, you have 2 hours of discretionary time. The real advantage is what you do with that 2 hours every single day.
Exactly. You have to prioritize your health, getting to a local gym, even a park, to stay physically sharp. That affects everything. But the financial wisdom shared across our sources is critical. The smartest drivers stack money while they sleep.
So, what does this all mean? With AI potentially handling the predictable long routes and policy like the Overtime Act making time more costly for carriers, the job is evolving.
It demands diversified skills.
Your greatest tool for future-proofing your life isn't necessarily driving faster. It's building supplemental income streams or expertise that works when the engine is off.
Remote opportunities, specialized training, online businesses, these are the strategic hedges against volatility.
So your time is valuable whether your wheels are turning or parked.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the industry is fundamentally shifting the risk. Policy changes are making carriers responsible for efficient time use.
And an AI is forcing us to rethink how we even earn money behind the wheel.
So you have to choose your path wisely, leverage safety as a financial tool, and support the advocacy efforts fighting for fundamental rights.
Those insights give our listener a true competitive edge in this rapidly evolving environment.
The final provocative thought for you to consider is this. If the future of trucking involves more automation and rigid overtime laws, how much time are you dedicating each week to building skills or income streams that work when the key is turned off? Your economic security in the next decade depends entirely on what you prioritize while you are parked.
Essential knowledge for the road ahead. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Stay safe out there and keep digging.